What's going on, my dinkers? Today we're doing our final in the bag for 2025. As you see, we're in the house today. I thought I would make a video showing basically where my bag ended this year. This year is my first full year of playing all year long. The first year I took it serious, started making content. So I have gone from a lot of different discs, trying different things out, trying different speeds. And of course, as I progressed through the year and my arm progressed and my form progressed, it changed how I want to throw disc and the type of disc I wanted to throw. And of course, we got sponsored by Gateway Disc Sports, an amazing company. I love working with them. I love their disc, everything about them. I signed up to work with them because I love their disc. So it's just a great combination, and it's been great all year since we've been partnered. With them, you only have to have half your bag be Gateway, which is great because I love disc. I love different molds. I love plastics. It all blows my mind and fascinates me. I love all the stuff. So being able to still buy disc and try them out and use them and make videos with them and it not hurt my partnership is great. I love that, and that's one of the biggest things I like about them. And I get asked this a lot. My top 3 favorite companies are Gateway, ThoughtSpace, and Discraft. They're not in any particular order. Those are just like, I love all 3 of those. They make some of the best discs, period, in my opinion. But this is where we're at the end of 2025. I might make another one next month because I do have a few discs coming in from ThoughtSpace in the mystery box and another mystery box for Gateway. So I might be switching a few things up after some testing, but we'll see. But as of right now, this is what we ended the year with and what I've been playing with for the last 2 or 3 months and just absolutely loving. So we'll start with the throwing putters. Started off, we've got the Paraxis by ThoughtSpace. I have this in their Soft Aura. It's a really great disc. It's a 3-speed with a 3-glide, but man, it just sometimes it feels like a 4-glide when you throw it. It's a really point and shoot disc. So whether I release it straight, hyzer, and hyzer, it's going to hold that the whole time. And that's one thing I do love about this. And it's consistent. So every time I know I'm going to use this, I know it's going to do exactly what I'm hoping for. Next up, we have the Witch Doctor by Gateway. Now this disc I used to putt with because I was really into the harder plastics. All putters that I use have a bead. That's just something I personally enjoy. It feels weird when they don't have a bead. But I moved away from this a few months ago into my actual putter that I use now, which we'll get to. But found out it just is a great throwing putter, man. Anything up to 200 feet, this is going to get you there. With that 0 turn, you can pull it, you can flex it. It's a really great throwing putter. And then I have the Wizard in the super soft polymer. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can tell by the profile, but like this thing got warped. And I don't know if it's from being in the bag, being in the sun. I haven't hit that many trees with it. So now it kind of just pulls to the right when it used to give me the greatest S of any like throwing putter I've ever thrown. Still a great disc, still comes in handy with that right turn, so I keep it in the bag. As far as my putting putter, I only have one. It's another Wizard. This one is in the super stupid soft polymer. It's really grippy. As you can see, really soft. Like I said, I used to like harder plastics when it came to putting, but this has made me fall in love with softer. Of course, still have the bead. And in my humble opinion, the Wizard is the greatest putter ever made. It's great for putting and it's great for throwing. If there's nothing else I can say that Gateway does better than anybody else, it's putters and approach disc, and this is one of them. This is the pinnacle of putters in my opinion. Don't take my word for it. Go get you one and try it out. All right, next up, we got our approach disc. And starting off, I have the Shaman by Gateway. This is a great disc. Even before I got into Gateway, I watched a lot of Foundation Disc Golf. If you watch a lot of disc golf content, you probably know what I'm talking about. And Connor threw this a lot, and I always loved the flight he got out of all of his Shaman. And so I was really excited to get one when I joined the team. And this one is actually in an experimental plastic that I loved. Something about this plastic with the rings, it just flew better for me, and I absolutely loved it. Moving on, we have the Vessel by ThoughtSpace. Now, Like I told you, love Discraft. The Zone is the greatest approach disc ever made, in my opinion, and I didn't think it would ever be topped. And then ThoughtSpace, in collaboration with Discraft, made the Vessel. Now, the Vessel is just, they took the old ring top that they put out when they first did the Zone, and they kind of did that like test flight battle that Discraft does, and they revamped it for themselves. And I don't know what to tell you. It's became my favorite one. Like, I would swear on the Zone, but now it's the Vessel is a staple. I have to have it in my bag. It's a must-have. I love this one and their parallel plastic. It's kind of like Discraft's ESP Swirl, and I just absolutely love this disc. And I followed up with another Vessel. This one is in their Vex Breaker plastic. It's kind of like Jawbreaker. Again, they do what I liked about ThoughtSpace is they team up with Discraft and MVP a lot. And when I first got into disc golf, MVP and Discraft were like, I was buying nothing but their discs. So when I found ThoughtSpace, I love their stamps. And they were partnering with the two companies I like to throw the most. So I was basically still getting their disc and their plastic. So, but this one is a little less stable than this one. So that's why I have both. But still, it's a great approach to this. If you know the Zone, you know how it works. Get you one of these. Try the Vessel out. I promise you won't regret it. And speaking of the Zone OS is my other one. There's just not anything like this. There's just not. I got the two Vessels because one's more stable, but there's not a disc that has that 5 fade, man. And just immediate turn. Like, there's so many shots that need this. I play in a lot of wooded courses, and there's so many up shots that really could use this, and there's a few off the tee shots that really could use this, and I can't say enough. I got an ESP plastic, and I just absolutely love it. Next up, we have the mid-range game, and I'm pretty pumped about this. First off, we have the Element by Gateway. The Element is your Buzz, it's your Hex, it's that 5.5 -1/1 disc that we're all searching for, correct, and the right plastic, the right mold. Well, I found it. Obviously, as a Discraft person, I'm a huge Buzz fan. But I wanted something different that wasn't the Buzz that everybody was using that would give me just as good of a flight. I love this disc. I have it in a few plastics, but something about this diamond plastic really just feels great in my hand. And especially this colder weather, it still is really grippy. I love this thing. I can manipulate this thing to flex. I can pull it. I can get as straight a shot possible. It's a really great disc to have in your bag. I followed that up with the Pathfinder by ThoughtSpace. I recently just got this one in this plastic. I had it in a different one and I lost it. And I can't say anything else about it. This is the Nebula Aura. Now, I know it kind of looks like the other ESP Swirl, but it is another version of ESP that they were working on. That other one I showed you on the Vessel is their newer plastic that they worked with Discraft. So this is their first run. And this is one of their older stamps, so I really like this. But 5501, it's kind of like the Element, but not. That Zero lets me flex this a lot more and get a lot of great shapes out of this disc. I really, really love this. Check it out if you've never tried Pathfinder or anything by ThoughtSpace. And then we have the Warrior by Gateway. This is an overstable mid-range, and man, this thing can fly. As a guy, if you watched any of my content, I'm not the greatest forehander. I can throw really good forehands with this for some reason. And I've got this one in the Sure Grip polymer, so you can it just feels good in the hand. I'm never worrying about it slipping out early. It's perfect. And it's, like I said, I came from Discraft. The Buzz OS was my main mid-range, but this one just flies better. I got it in 165 grams, and it just sends. I would like to try out some different plastics on this one. And then last but not least, we've got this Halo Star Fox by Innova. Oddly enough, I have this one. I had it in blue, and I got my first ace ever with the blue one. And so I didn't want to keep using that. It's my first ace ever. So, I got it signed. I put my first ace, put the date. I actually have it on my desk back there behind us. But the disc was so good, like I wanted another one. And what's crazy is we all know sometimes disc in a different color fly different. This one flies so much better than the other one I had. With the 6 glide, you send this thing for a 5-speed, it just goes and goes and goes. It's got a reliable turn, and like I said, I suck at forehands, so longer distances that I need to get that right hand turn and I have to do a turnover shot, this thing has gotten me through oh so much. So I'm going to do the fairway drivers next. So starting with my only 6-speed. This is the Servo, by MVP. Basically, if you like the Crave but you wish it was more stable, that's what this disc is. That's what I found out. I loved it. I had a different one in Plasma and I lost it. Super sad. But I tried out this one in Glow. This one's got a little bit more turn than the other one I had, but it's still reliable. It's the Crave, but more stable. That's the best way I can explain it. If you've never tried the Servo, I know a lot of people know the Crave. A lot of people throw in the Crave, or you have a friend that has. This is that disc, but way more stable. Next, we have the Spear by Gateway. Brother, this is a staple. This is a staple in the bag. I can't leave home without it. I had an orange one that I had to get this one for because it was starting to blend in with the leaves, man. And I could not lose that disc. This disc is amazing, bro. 9.6 minus 2.1. It just carves like lines. Again, I play in a lot of forest, a lot of woods, not forest, and this thing helps me out so much. Used to be a big passion guy from Discraft, and this one replaced it. And it's just, if there's a disc I have to have, if they're like, hey, you can only have one more Gateway disc and use it, it would be the Spear. Plain and simple. Next, another 9-speed. This is the Omen by ThoughtSpace. I was a huge Firebird guy from Innova, and as I started getting more into ThoughtSpace, I tried to find a disc to replace other discs, and this is the one that replaced the Firebird for me. It's 9404. It is a overstable fairway driver. Now, I've had mine for a while, and I've hit a few trees, and, you know, I've had it for a little bit, so mine's a little flippier, but not crazy flippy. Basically, now I can throw it flat, and it'll go before it hits that turn, but brand new out of the box, you throw it flat, it's almost like a Zone OS, it just goes further. Great disc. I love this disc. Can't leave home without it. And then speaking of which, the Innova Thunderbird. I could have replaced the Firebird, but I have not found anything to replace the Thunderbird. It's just plain and simple. It's one of my favorite fairway drivers, one of my favorite 9-speeds, period. There's a lot of discs that have numbers close to it, but nothing flies like this. And I like it in the Halo plastic. It adds a little bit more stability, but not much. It's just like the Firebird, but I can get it to go further, basically. That's what I found out. I fell in love with the Firebird, then I tried this, and I'm like, oh, okay, love this. Okay, next we have the Odyssey by Gateway. It's an 8-speed. And I know I said the Spear replaced my Passion, but this is the first disc I tried to replace the Passion with, and it's basically the Passion, but I don't know, something about the Spear feels more like the Passion when it flies, but this is closer to it in numbers. This is a great disc. Now, as you can see, it has that mold going, and funny enough, everybody's always like, oh, they copied MVP. No, if you Google it, Gateway was the first one to use the mold technology and got it approved. Fun fact. But anyway, this is just an 8.5 minus 2.1. It's just like your Passion. It's a great fairway driver. I actually love this disc. It feels great in the hand. The NXT plastic is nice. The color is great. And again, a really good one for tight lines, getting past trees, and carving up some woods. Next, I have the Votum by ThoughtSpace. And this is in their Ethos Soft. It's one of their first runs of Ethos Soft. It's not super soft where you can bend it, but compared to, other plastics, it's very bendable. I'm not really one to do clear plastics these days, but this one still hits for me. I used to at the beginning of the year, pretty much my entire bag was clear plastic because I was like, this the plastic I want. No matter what company has it, their clear plastic is the best. I've kind of fallen away from that, but something about this one still feels really good in the hand. I can get a good grip on it and throw it. And I mean, look at the 6 stamp. Every stamp by ThoughtSpace is hands down one of the best stamps you can ever find. This is a Blaze by Gateway. I have it in a prototype. It's a really great plastic though, and I want more of them. and I hope I can get more in this plastic. But this is a great 7-speed. It's not your overstable 7, but it's got a 2 fade. This is a really great disc. I can get this one down and around a lot of stuff. This has helped me out with those long hallways that finish to the left. This is a really good, reliable disc. And then the cigar by Discraft AB version after the USDGC win. I had to get this one. I had 2 other cigars. One was black and I kept losing it. And then I got a different one that stood out more as purple. And then I saw this, and as you can tell by some of my other discs, I love the swirls. And so getting this in this plastic has been great. This honestly throws better than the other 2 cigars I have, and it's one of my favorite 7-speeds ever. And then we'll just get into, last but not least, the drivers. This is the Osprey by Climo disc. I got this again, Foundation Disc Golf. If you watch, this was in their mystery box. I don't know if you could tell. There's Trevor, Connor, and Hunter with the goat Ken himself on his farm. I thought it was a really great stamp. Turns out it's also a really great disc. The Osprey's got that -3, and I've used it for a lot of shots to get around corners, but more so, there's a lot of holes where like the pin is pressed close to the woods, and instead of trying to ride the line of the woods and go down, and again, I can't forehand, this is a great disc to just beam, and it will always come back to the left and finish over there. It's a great driver, great 10-speed. And speaking of 10 speeds, I got the Construct by ThoughtSpace. This is one of my favorite 10 speeds ever. It's in the Aura plastic. It feels really good. It's one of the harder plastics I have for drivers, but this premium plastic is nice. This is a 10.5 -2.2, and man, when I tell you, the flexes and the pulls you can get off of this are amazing. It's a great disc, and of course, it's a great stamp because that's what they do. Another ThoughtSpace driver, I have the Expanse. Now, I have this one in Vex. Now, they have another one, and the same disc in different plastic, and that is, 11.6 -2.2, but when you get it in this plastic, it changes it to -1.1, and I love that. And honestly, today I flexed it harder than I ever have before, but this was the first disc I got to 300 feet, and I was really happy about that. And so the Expanse will always be with me because it was just a really good goal. Next we have the Journey by Gateway. Now this 11.5 speed might as well be a 12-13. This thing is amazing. I have never consistently got an S-curve out of a disc more than this one. This will just go and go and go. It feels like it has like a 7 glide, but it's a 6 glide. It's a great disc, and it's in that HD diamond. It's got that really great feel. It's less see-through than the other diamond, but man, I can't explain to you. This thing just goes on a journey. It says 11.5. Sometimes it feels like a 12-13 speed almost, but that is a great distance driver to get you from those really, 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 especially open ones where you can get the full S out of it. Man, that thing goes. And then last but not least, the Requiem by ThoughtSpace. I got this in their Vex Breaker again, just kind of like Jawbreaker. I love the fragment. I actually got a really good colorway because you know anything Jawbreaker or Vex Breaker, no two are the same, which I like about that, and I just think this is awesome. The stamp is sick. This is a 12-speed. This is basically a destroyer. It throws like a destroyer. It flies like a destroyer. Now, the first run they did was in Parallel, which is that ESP swirl type. That one just goes. This one's a little bit more stable, but still, you can get really great flex lines, really great pulls, and really good distance out of this thing. And so, that's that. The bag we upgraded to Atlas. Shout out Trevor Staub and his people over there. And that's it. That's what I got to the end of at this year. I don't know if you can see these discs behind me on the floor, but I've gone through a bunch of stuff, tried a bunch of things. I've been hardcore MVP, hardcore Innova. I've settled on these 3 companies, my favorite. They're sponsored by Gateway. Any of these great Gateway discs that I showed you, if you want to get them, head over to gatewaydisc.com and use code SAUCY and get yourself 10% off your checkout. And it's just so nice. They have apparel, they have accessories, they have more than just discs. It's a great company. Also, on top of that, If you've never tried Thought Space, I highly suggest trying them. If you like Discraft and MVP, they collab with them very often and make a lot. They collab with them not only on just molds, but on plastics and everything. So you might find something that's close to one of the discs from MVP or Discraft that you like, and that kind of gets you a foot in the door for Thought Space to try out their stuff. They got great discs, they got great stamps. And then, of course, Discraft speaks for itself. I mean, they're a staple in the disc golf community. So that's it, guys. 2025, end of the year, in the bag. Again, we'll start a new one next month or maybe in February. I got a few discs coming in I want to try out that might make the bag. They might not. We'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a great rest of your year. I found out I played like 200 plus rounds this year, which is great. I hope you guys are getting out there hitting those chains. And always remember, we love you over here at Dink Dudes, and have a great rest of your day. Peace.